The end, the last time ever until we make the fight. Yes, Cynthia.
Conor, you made your rounds here in Vegas, in Viva Las Vegas. How was your debut? And also for Dana White to be sitting and Amir Khan here. I mean, it's not the UK, but it's Vegas.
Yeah, I mean, you had Cody Gabron, Jimmy here, Katie Taylor, Ian Ares, Amir Khan, etc. So, you know, for me, it's Dana White. It's a blessing, man. I felt like fighting Sin City in Vegas. It's a dream. It's every young man's dream. It's every fighter's dream. You know, to not only fight in Vegas, but to be headlining and have these celebrities turn out to come and watch you fight. It's overwhelming. You know, I looked at it earlier and I was just like, yeah, this is, people come and know what they're getting. You know, people know what they're coming to see, and I make sure they don't leave disappointed. I make sure that people go, yeah, that was a good fight. He was a tough guy. And that's how I always want it to be. If it goes 12 rounds, I want people to go, he was a tough guy. You know, it's nothing to do with anything else apart from, damn, he took some shots. You know, and if they take him, you're not going to knock everyone out. And that's fine. But, you know, I'm always about putting on exciting fights.
You think with Dana White, obviously in boxing with Tom Loeffler, do you guys think that you'd start working with him in boxing? Eddie, Conor?
What, is it me getting kneed in the head?
Yeah.
I'm good, thanks.
I just think Dana would find boxing so frustrating. Because honestly, it's so frustrating. I go back to the person I'm not talking about anymore.
Yeah.
But it's just like, I just bang my head on the table. And I think he likes to be able to, you know, and he's always been very courteous to myself and the team, and thank you for him allowing Tony and his boys to train at the UFC Centre this week, which is just a facility that we would die for in boxing. Like, you know, they are the levels. Like Conor looks up to, you know, although he wants to fight them, but the Crawfords of this world, I look up to Dana and the UFC as a business and promote like that. It's an amazing business, but they do have the ability, which we're very jealous of, to just say, you versus you on that date, goodbye. And I wish we had that in boxing, but that's one of the problems in the sport. A couple more, guys.
Eddie, Coach, and Ben, how much more of the Conor Benn US tour do we have before possibly going back home overseas?
Do you know what? I feel very welcomed over here, and I say that from my heart. You know, you guys have really welcomed me in everywhere I've been, everywhere I've gone, every gym I've gone to, the people, even the turnout today. You know, I'm overwhelmed by the support I have over here. I know the Ben name is familiar over here. All the world titles are over here. So you can sort of call this my second home, unless Eddie has other plans.
Yeah, for me, you know, we came here really because of the situation. Every fighter hopes that after they've conquered their own country, you can finally fight in America. Well, that was actually Conor's third fight in America. You boxed in
New York, Orlando.
And now Vegas. I mean, actually, it's been a blessing. And this is actually the first UK fighter I've ever had headline in Las Vegas. You know? So we've had some smaller fights like Canelo Golovkin and Canelo Bivol, but you know, in all seriousness, I've never had a UK fighter headline here. So that's great for us. And like I said, this happened because of a situation that you also have to remember that every time Conor Benn fights, it's on the shoulders, there's questions, it's hanging over us, there's another appeal, someone else is appealing. And once that's cleared, which is in a couple of weeks' time, you're going to see a different fighter, a different mindset, and we want to return to the UK next. You know, we'll be back here for sure, but I want to see him fill up an arena in the UK, which he can do very easily. Last one, guys, have we got one more?
Conor. 3 years ago here in Vegas, I asked you about potential fights and guys want to fight. You mentioned Virgil Ortiz back then as a guy you wanted to fight. How do you feel about that fight these days?
How do I feel about the fight with Virgil Ortiz?
Yes.
Yeah, of course. Listen, as a boxer, as a young boxer, you want to fight the best. You feel like you've got something to prove, and you know, I want to prove I'm the best. Again, I've used the example of when Virgil Ortiz fought Samuel Vargas just before I did. You know, I done exactly the same thing, if not better. You know, you're talking then when Ennis fought Van Herden, I done exactly the same thing but better. You know, when Formella fought Sean Porter, I done the same thing. You know, so people don't want to put me up there with these guys, but the reality is that's where I belong, and I'll continue to prove it. If they aren't getting knocked out in you know 1 to 4 rounds, they're getting beaten for the 12th, and that's how I prepare. So you know, I want to prove myself. You know, and that's just me being young and ambitious and hungry, and you know, I have that drive to fight the best. and people say he's the future pound for pounder, and he's future pound for pounder, no problem. Then we can run it.
Question for Eddie. I don't know if you saw the new rankings, the Adrian Broner's in the WBA rankings. Would you be willing with the Don King to make a Conor Benn versus Adrian Broner?
I don't know. I mean, we're just getting over Chris Eubank Jr. Now we've got to go on to Don King.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but look, Broner's always a guy that his name. You know, Bill was talking to Bill Haney the other day about Adrian Broner.
Big event, you know.
Yeah, maybe. But obviously, look, outside of other fights that we won't talk about anymore, really the aim is for Conor Benn to become a welterweight world champion. The Broner fight, good name and everything, doesn't really position us to do that. So, you know, but who knows? Who knows? We never rule out Mr. Broner. It's good fun. Not sure he'd make 147 pounds.